Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Jam. Today we're talking about something that every single one of us has in common, even though it shows up differently in each person, and that is challenges. Some challenges are big, some are small, some show up unexpectedly, and others seem to stick around longer than we'd like. Maybe you're dealing with a difficult situation at work. Maybe you're trying to improve your health. Maybe you're trying to navigate a relationship, a career change, financial stress, or simply trying to figure out what's next in your life. The truth is, challenges are part of being human. Now I know that might not be the most exciting news that you've heard today. I don't think anybody wakes up and says, you know what I want? You know what would make today amazing? A really difficult challenge. Nobody's going to say that. But here's the interesting thing. When we look back on our lives, many of the moments that shaped us the most come from the challenges that we had to overcome. The challenge itself wasn't necessarily the gift, but the growth that came from that challenge, that was the gift. Today I want to talk to you about how we can start viewing those challenges as opportunities for growth and share a few tips with you that can help you navigate difficult moments with a healthier mindset. Enjoy the show. So we all have different challenges. One thing I've learned is it's easy to compare our struggles with someone else's struggles. We look around and think, well, they have it harder than I do. Or maybe my problems aren't as big as theirs. Or sometimes we're like, nobody understands what I'm going through. But challenges aren't a competition. What feels overwhelming to one person may not affect another person in the same way. And that's okay. We all come from different backgrounds. We have different experiences, different personalities, different support systems, and different strengths. The important thing isn't whose challenge is bigger. The important thing is how we respond to the challenge that's in front of us. Because while we can't always control what happens to us, we can influence how we approach it. And that's where the growth begins. So here are a few tips. Tip number 1. Stop asking why me and start asking what can this teach me? Now don't get me wrong. When something difficult happens, it's completely natural to ask, why is this happening? We've all been there. But once the initial frustration settles, a more powerful question is, what can I learn from this? Maybe the challenge is teaching patience. Maybe it's teaching resilience. Maybe it's helping you discover strengths you didn't know you had. Sometimes the lesson isn't obvious right away. In fact, sometimes we don't see it until years later. But shifting from a victim mindset to a growth mindset can completely change how we experience the challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, we begin seeing them as training grounds. And no, that doesn't mean we have to love every single challenge. Let's be realistic. Some challenges are frustrating. Some are exhausting. Some are painful. But even then, there's often something valuable that we can take away from that experience. Number 2, focus on the next step, not the entire mountain. Have you ever looked at a huge project or problem and immediately felt overwhelmed? It's like standing at the bottom of a mountain and thinking, there's no way I'm getting to the top of this. The reason we feel stuck is because we're trying to solve everything at once. Growth happens one step at a time. You've heard me say that plenty of times on this show. Not 50 steps, not 100 steps, just one. Ask yourself, what's the next action I can take today? Maybe it's making a phone call. Maybe it's sending an email. Maybe it's asking for help. Maybe it's simply getting out of bed and moving forward. Small steps may not feel impressive in the moment, but they create momentum. And momentum is powerful. A lot of successful people didn't accomplish incredible things because they had all the answers at once. They kept taking one step at a time. Number 3, give yourself permission to be imperfect. I think the biggest challenge that most of us face is our own expectations. We want to get everything right. We want immediate results. We want progress without mistakes. Unfortunately, life doesn't work that way. Growth is messy. Learning is messy. Challenges are messy. Think about when you learn to ride a bike. You didn't hop on right away and start riding like it wasn't nothing. You had some wobbling. You fell down, you tried again. Life works the same way. If you're facing a challenge right now, remember that you don't have to navigate it perfectly. You're going to fall some. You just got to keep moving. Progress is more than perfection. And honestly, perfection is a pretty exhausting goal anyway. Number 4, look at the strength that you've already built. Here's something we don't do often enough. We forget to give ourselves credit. When challenges show up, we tend to focus on what we haven't figured out yet. But take a moment and think about the things that you've already overcome. Every difficult situation, every setback, every disappointment, every obstacle. You made it through those things before, and those things seemed impossible. That doesn't mean the future challenges will be easy, but it does mean that you have evidence and show that you're capable of getting through it. One of the best confidence boosters is pretending that challenges don't exist. It's remembering that you faced hard things before and you survived. Sometimes the proof that you can handle today's challenge is found in yesterday's victories. Number 5, don't face the challenges alone. This is a big one. We often convince ourselves that we have to figure everything out on our own. But asking for help is not weakness. I've said that before on this show. It's wisdom. Sometimes growth comes from leaning on the people around us. Friends, family, mentors, co-workers, anybody in your community. Even just talking through a challenge with someone can help you see a solution that you couldn't see before. And here's the funny thing. Most people genuinely want to help. We've all needed support at some point. Challenges become more manageable when we stop trying to do them all alone. Now here's a quick reminder. I want to remind you of something important. Challenges are not signs that you're failing. Challenges are signs that you're living. Every person you admire has faced challenges. Every successful person has experienced a setback. Every strong person has had a moment of doubt. What separates these people isn't the absence of challenges. It's their willingness to keep going and keep moving forward despite the challenges. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't need all the answers today. You just need the courage to take the next step. So as I wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this. The challenges that you're facing today may develop the strengths that you'll rely on tomorrow. You don't see the full picture yet. You may not understand why things are unfolding the way they are. But growth often happens in moments when life stretches us beyond our comfort zone. So the next time a challenge appears, try not to immediately see it as the enemy. See it as an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to adapt, to grow, to become a stronger version of yourself. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to share it with someone who might need a little encouragement today. Until next time, keep showing up, keep growing, and keep embracing the journey and those challenges. If not, you may be jammed. Thanks for listening.